this set of practice problems, we're going to take a look at the second set of factor market problems. And these are really asking how many workers or how many machines should a company hire? And it gives you a few different pieces of information. So the first problem, a table with quantity of labor and the total product with them. And then it says determine the number of workers this firm should hire with a good price or an output, right? Some students find that confusing. Output price of 20 and a wage of 30. A wage of 30. Okay. So one of the things we learned in the last video, was that for a perfectly competitive firm, the wage is equal to the MFC, right? The wage is equal to the MFC. So if that's true, then we know that the MFC, there's not going to be one for the 0th worker, but for the first worker, it'll be 30, and then 30, 30, and it'll be 30 all the way down because every time they hire an additional worker, they have to pay $30. Now for this one, MP of L, we need this information to figure out MRP, and MRP is just the marginal product times the price. So the marginal product times this value, the 20, so we need to know marginal product. So there's nothing for that 0th worker, but the first worker gives us 3, then 7, then 4, then 2, then -1, and -1. And then we just multiply by 20. So 60, 140, 80, 40, -20, and -20. Now, at this point, we know the rule is to hire up to the point where the marginal revenue product is greater than or equal to, is probably the better way to say this, the marginal factor cost. So do we hire the first worker? Yes. MRP is greater than or equal to. Do we fire the second? Yes, yes, yes. Oh, nope, we don't hire that one. And we definitely don't hire that one either. So we hire 4 workers because the MRP is greater than the MFC. And the next one, it's smaller. Now, if this had been 17, right, this would be a +1, this would be +20, we still wouldn't hire this worker, right? So it's not just because the MPL went negative here. It's actually because the MRP is smaller than the MFC. Okay, so let's take a look at the second problem. So in this one, a similar problem, total product quantity of labor, but now we're not given this information here. It says the bakery sells the dog treats at a price of 4. Part A, if the wage is 60, how many workers will be hired? Well, we definitely are going to need the MRP, okay? So we need the MPL and the MRP at the price of $4, okay? And I'm going to write off to the side here MFC, and I'm just going to put 60, and I'm going to put an arrow down. Because we know we're going to be looking for MFC, and it's 60 all the way down. Now, then we calculate here. We say nothing there, nothing there. And so this first one's 55. And then the next one is 57. The next one is 37, 40, 29, 15, and 8. Okay? Now the price is $4, so let's start at the bottom because those are easier to multiply. 32, 60, 4 times 30 is 120 minus 4 is 116, and then 160 and so forth. Now we hire up to the point where MRP is greater than or equal to MFC. So clearly we're going to hire all these workers. We're going to hire the 5th worker because the 5th one MRP is 116. We'll hire the 6th worker because that MRP is 60. We will not hire the 7th worker because their MRP is 32 and the MFC is 60. So we do not hire them, we hire 6 workers. Now, if the demand for dog treats decreases, causing the price to fall to 3, what's the effect on the number of workers if the wage remains the same? So now we're going to do MRP if P equals 3. So we're going to repeat the process of 3 now times 8 is 24. So we're definitely not going to hire that one at $60. 15 times 3 is 45. Oh, we're not going to hire that one anymore, right? Because now 45 is less than 60. 29 times 3 is 87. And 87 is greater than or equal to 60. So we will go ahead and hire 5 workers now instead of 6 because now the MRP is lower for the 6th worker, and so we won't hire the 6th one. When the bakers union negotiates a wage of 90 per day for the bakers, what's the effect on the number of workers hired if the price were 3? Okay. So now, are we going to hire this fifth worker? No, because the fifth worker doesn't generate enough. The new MFC is 90, right? The MFC is 90, so 90 is bigger than 87, so we won't hire that one. We got to test to see what will happen. Will we hire the fourth one? That one generated 40 times 3 is 120. We would hire the fourth worker. So it would decrease the number of workers to only the fourth. Decrease to the fourth, decrease to 5. So hopefully this helps you understand some of the ideas behind why they would hire, how many they would hire, and I'll see you next time.